Welcome to On Talk, a weekly talk show produced by Apple Language Center and broadcasted every Saturday at 8 p.m. on Apple's Facebook fan page. My name is Cassie and I'm going to be your host for today's episode. Today we'll be talking about a topic that is still very debatable among students and parents about its benefits and downsides, and that is high school love. Joining us today is Jack, a very good friend of mine. Hi Jack.
Hello Cassie. Hello everyone.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm great. Doing fine. Thank you for asking. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, how does it feel like to be one of our guests today instead of the host?
Yeah, it feels refreshing, especially after you have been the host for 4 episodes now. I think the audience is starting to get tired of me.
So first of all, before we delve deeper into the topic of high school love, I want to ask you a pretty personal question about your ideal figure of a girlfriend.
Okay, that's a nice question, but to be honest, I haven't put much thought into it, but I do have a type. Shocking, I know. So when we talk about appearance, I don't pay that much attention. I'm more interested in a girl's personalities, which is quite a cliche, but to me, I'd be more attracted to a girl who is more mature. She looks more grown up. I'm not that interested by cute or adorable looking partners.
Okay, interesting. Where do you think you pick these traits from? Is it from your mom or all the women around you, or is it from movies or books?
I think it's kind of a combination of all that factors, but honestly it comes from personal experience, especially from my first relationship. I won't go into too much detail, but sure. Usually I want that sense of familiarity when I pick a girlfriend.
So the reason why I asked that question is because I think one of the very major benefits of high school love is that us teenagers can have the chance to start visualizing about the ideal figure of a partner for our future, and I think that's really beneficial for everybody. What do you think?
I think it's quite true, because if you start a relationship early, especially in high school, it kind of prepares you for what is to come for the future. You kind of have that general sense of what you're looking for in a partner, so you will be decisive in your move, whether it's on a date or when you're choosing someone to meet up for the first time.
Yeah, and I think that because dating is such a major thing in our life, and it's also a really difficult thing. It's actually a skill, I feel, and there are jobs revolving around this topic, such as relationship consultant or dating advisors. What do you think those jobs contribute to this whole topic?
I think those jobs play a very supportive role. They don't determine whether a relationship will be successful, but I think the most important benefits or advantages of going to maybe a professor or a specialist is that he or she can provide you a fresh perspective. Because when you approach a relationship, it's good that you are open-minded, you know what to do to create a good impression, and you can kind of develop your opinion surrounding multiple perspectives, so you can be easygoing, you can familiarize yourself better with your partner.
Yeah, I feel like having a partner to always check up on ourselves, double check and remind us about how we're doing, or if our image represents accurately about ourselves or not. And so I think that's another really beneficial side to high school love.
Do you agree?
Yeah, but however, I feel that in high school we are cramped with all of this work and studies that we have to take care of. So do you think that dating adds up to the pressure and the stress?
I think work-love balance has always been an intricate issue. It's really challenging, especially when you're a high school student, because obviously you have your entire future ahead of you, and a relationship isn't actually your top priority, so it's really difficult for you to do what you need to do, but also keep up with what you want to do, because even if you don't have a girlfriend in high school, it doesn't affect you that much. But if you don't do well in schools, in examination, it can actually hurt you in the future.
Yeah, so dating in high school is like a double-edged sword almost.
Exactly.
And I feel like another side to it is that a lot of teenagers are not well prepared and not aware of all of the risks that can follow up with the whole topic. So can you name some of the risks?
Yeah, I think for many students, especially high school students, it's actually their first time having a romantic relationship with a person of the opposite gender. So it's difficult for them to know what to expect. And many teenagers, they develop relationships because of peer pressure. Yeah, they see their friends, their classmates have girlfriends, boyfriends, so they don't want to be left behind, be left out of the pack. So they try to get one themselves, and usually it's not an honest relationship. You have that relationship because you want to compete with your friends rather than having that feeling inside you. So I think that's one of the risks, engaging in relationships that aren't mutual or aren't honest. And another critical mistake that youngsters make is that they tend to overemphasize relationships. They think too far into the future. So for example, I have some friends that are recently have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. They just have everything planned out, from where are they going to get married, how many kids they're going to have. It's just
the whole world basically spins around that person.
Yes. They pour all of their attention into the relationship, and they almost forget about everything else that matters even more in the long run. So I think they devote themselves too willingly and not too smart into relationships.
Yeah, and that also takes a really significant mental toll on everybody, because us teenagers, we haven't really fully developed a sense of self.
Yeah, so apart from all of the emotional drawbacks that we just discussed, I think there are also practical or real danger. For example, teen pregnancy, because the lack of sex education at this age. And I don't think sex ed is something we really take seriously, especially as students, because we don't think about it that often. We don't acknowledge that exists until it happens. And also we don't prioritize sex education because in Asian countries in general, we're too caught up with examinations and academic subjects. So that can pose a real danger to couples at this age.
And I do think that adults, say our parents or our teachers in the school, play a really important role in this sex education, because I think that we still take the sexual education as a taboo and we don't really emphasize it enough, even though that the age of puberty for our teenagers these days are starting to
it's puberty is coming earlier than
exactly. That's what I'm trying
than
to
our
say.
parents' generation.
Yeah, and so I think that we should propose a mechanism to this as publicize sex ed in our school, and so I think that would definitely reduce or even eliminate the problem that we just mentioned, which is accidental pregnancy.
That's a fantastic idea. I sure hope in the future something like that will occur. Because there's nothing awkward about sex education. It's quite practical, and as time comes, it will be extremely crucial and necessary.
I think that there is a lot to talk about this problem, and I don't think that it can be solved overnight.
Certainly.
So as usual, we have a question for all of our audience at home, and Jack will deliver it for you.
Okay, so for this episode's question, we're going back to one of my favorite show, which is High School Musical. How fitting, because we're discussing high school love. So the question is, in all the three parts, in which part did our main characters, Troy and Gabriella, sing the song "You Are the Music in Me"? Part 1, Part 2, or Part 3?
That's a really interesting question. "You Are the Music in Me" is actually one of my favorite songs. And if you have an answer for us, please comment down below in the comment section, and whoever gets the answer the soonest can get a surprise present from Apple Language Center. Thank you, Jack, for today's talk. It was a really good one.
It's been a blast.
And I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. See you guys next time.
Goodbye.